Hi, this is Manmad. Welcome back to MK Seafood Institute. In this video, we are going to discussing about Salmonella species sampling procedures as per USFDA BAM methods. Let us go in details. Because of the continuous occurrence of Salmonella in foods, sampling plans for these organisms have received the attention of committees of national and international organizations. Each of those committees has recommended varying the number of samples from a particular lot of food according to the sampling category to which food is assigned. Salmonella sampling plans as per USFDA BAM methodology, 3 categories of foods have been identified. Food category 1, foods that would not normally be subjected to a process lethal to Salmonella in between time of sampling and consumption. And this is intended for old age group, infants and immunosuppressed ones. And the second category of food which not normally be subjected to a process lethal to Salmonella between the time of sampling and consumption. Nothing but ready to eat products or cooked frozen products. And third category food that would normally be subjected to a process lethal to Salmonella between time of sampling and consumption, means raw frozen products. So these are the 3 food categories. They have defined the sampling scales and sampling units. Let us go in detail. So we have discussed about 3 category foods. Category 1 food, nothing but ready to eat food. Intended use is including old age group, infants or immunosuppressed. Food category 2 is ready to eat foods or cooked frozen products intended to general public, for consumption of general public without further cooking. And food category 3 is the food to be thoroughly cooked before consumption. With simple explanations. Food category 1 requires 60 sampling units. We have to collect 60 sampling units. So from a lot code, we have to collect 15 master cases. So in that 15 master cases, we have to collect 60 sampling units. That means each master case we have to collect 4 sampling units. Means 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. Like that, you have to take the sterile pouches and you have to label it as 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. So like that, you have to label it and collect 60 sampling units. After completion of the 60 sampling units, you have to make it into 4 composites. And the category 2 type foods means ready to eat food or cooked frozen products. The sampler must collect 30 sampling units. And whereas category 3 foods means raw frozen products, means before consumption the food is meant for thoroughly fully cooked before consumption. In that cases 15 sampling units are enough. To reduce the analytical workload, the analytical samples may be composited. That means 15 analytical units composited into 1 sampling unit. To reduce the analytical workload, so the analytical units may be composited. The maximum composition of analytical units, 15 analytical units we can composite. 15 analytical units means each analytical unit 25 grams, means the total weight of the sample is 375 grams we have to collect. So to reduce the workload of the analytical units, so like that we have to make. So 1 composite unit contains 15 analytical units, 375 grams. So category 1 food, 60 sampling units means we have to make it 4 composite units, 375 grams each. food category 2, 30 sampling units, 2 composite analytical units we have to prepare, whereas food category 3, 1 composite sampling unit we have to prepare. This sampling plan applies to the collection of finished products under surveillance and are for determination of compliance for regulatory consideration. It also applies to the collection of factory samples of raw materials in identifiable lots of processed units and are finished products where regulatory actions is possible. So what the USFDA BAM says, from a lot code, 15 master cases you have to pick, and from the 15 master cases you have to collect the sampling units, depends upon the food category. So for example, here our product is cooked frozen peeled deveined tail on Vietnamese shrimps. For example, cooked frozen means which comes under food category 2. That means we have to collect 30 sampling units. We have to collect 30 sampling units. So each sampling unit should be minimum of 100 grams. Why minimum of 100 grams? Because the sampling quantity will be more we have to collect. So that means 3 kg material from a lot code we have to collect randomly. Why? Because each sampling unit is 100 grams means to collect the analytical unit for testing, 25 grams required from each sampling unit. If duplicate sampling is required, then another 25 grams is required. And if the test result shows positive or retest is required, another 25 grams also we have to keep. And to retain the samples or holding the samples or reference samples, another 25 grams required. So that is why USFDA BAM says each sampling unit should be 100 grams. So that is why USFDA BAM always insists us the sampling unit should comprise minimum of 100 grams. So for cooked frozen shrimps, we have to collect 30 sampling units, means 3 kgs. From a lot code, for example, if a lot code contains 900 master cartons, okay, 900 divided by 15 sampling units. That means every 60 master cases you have to select one master case. That means nowadays most of the cold storages in a pallet racking system. So each pallet and a racking system, each pallet contains 55 master cases roughly. So you can randomly select 15 pallets, one master carton from each pallet in a cold store. So once you select the samples, they will take out the master cases to the anteroom. Then after that, aseptically you have to collect the samples for Salmonella. Here our product is cooked IQF frozen Vietnamese shrimps. Type of packing is 10 into 2 lbs. Okay. Then what you have to do is 10 pouches in a master case. Okay. Here what you have to collect from each master case, we have to collect 2 sampling units, means 200 grams we have to collect. So 10 into 2 lbs means 10 pouches in a master case. So what you have to do is you select randomly 3 pouches from the master case, 3 pouches from the master case, and make a cut on the top and randomly pick the pieces. For example, if the grade is 2630, 2630 means the piece weight roughly 16 grams. For example, 16 grams means 6 pieces you have to collect to get the one sampling unit, means 100 grams. 6 pieces, 100 grams, each piece 16 grams. So like that, how many pieces you have to collect in a one master case? So you make a cut, 3 pouches you select and you make a cut, and from each pouch you have to collect 4 pieces, means 12 pieces you have to. So 15 master cases you have taken. Each master case you have to collect 2 sampling units. You have to take 30 sterile pouches to collect the samples and label it 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A like that. 1A to 15A and 1B, 2B, 3B like that. 1B to 15B like that. 2 sampling units from each master carton. You have to label it and write down the production code details or batch number or lot number. So prepare it like this. So once you collect the samples from the master case 1, 100 grams in 1A, 100 grams in 1B, and second master case 100 grams in 2A and 100 grams in 2B. Third master carton 100 grams in 3A and 100 master carton in 3B like that. So from 1A to 15A, make it a composite while collecting the analytical units. So at laboratory, while collecting the samples, the analytical unit should be minimum of 25 grams from 100 grams of the sampling unit. So from each sterile pouch which contains 100 grams of sampling quantity, you have to randomly pick the 25 grams of the analytical units. So like that, from the 15 pouches contains 100 grams of the sampling units, you have to collect 25 grams each. So you make it a composite. Altogether 375 grams will come. So 1:9 ratio dilution. 375 grams means dissolve in primary, 375 grams blend in a primary enrichment broth. 3375 ml of primary enrichment broth. We have to put it in the primary enrichment broth. And you must always maintain the sample reference and to keep it in a holding freezer or cold storage in a separate area. So the reference samples means from the each lot code you should maintain the reference samples of 375 grams at least if the consignment is meant for USA. So this is the requirements. That's all about the video. Thank you universe for giving me the opportunity to learn and share the knowledge to the needy. Bye.